It is Jason Abraham, the shadow teacher, and CPG, who comments on my videos, occasionally made the comment on one of the videos that we, human beings, are 100% programmable. And this is true. And today in this video, I want to address one of the mechanisms of programming, or a couple of mechanisms of programming, and those mechanisms are repetition and meaning. And when I'm talking about repetition, I'm talking about repeating a phrase over and over, hearing a phrase over and over and over again until this language that you're getting from the outside becomes internalized. And meaning being the meaning that we associate with the words. And what I'm referring to is the use of mantras and affirmations, and address a couple of situations where two high achieving individuals used the technique. One is the technique of the mantra, and the other was affirmation. So I'm going to talk about Frank Zane, famous bodybuilder Frank Zane, one of three people in the world to defeat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bodybuilding competition. Legend, the godfather of aesthetics, Frank Zane. And Frank Zane swore by a mantra, and he's never shared that mantra with the general public. The mantra he used to make him a champion, to take him to the very top in bodybuilding. And Frank Zane is a legend now, but in the time when he was establishing himself in bodybuilding as a pro, he worked as a teacher. And so he worked a 9 to 5 job as a teacher, and had the love and commitment and desire in bodybuilding to put the time and dedication into it to be a champion. So that really says something about his meaning that he put behind that. So his big dream was to be a champion bodybuilder, which he did. That was the meaning behind his mantra. And Frank, in interviews I've heard with him, would say that he would just repeat that mantra throughout the day over and over again. He was also a big practitioner of meditation. So using the combination of quieting the mind and then putting that mantra in, so it sunk in to the subconscious, took him all the way. Other example I'm going to give is that of Bruce Lee, probably the biggest martial arts movie star ever. And Bruce Lee would write down affirmations on note cards. He read a lot of self-help. He read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and put a lot of these ideas into practice. And he would write down these affirmations that were reminding him of who he was and where he was going. And one of them, I think, was to be the highest paid Asian movie star in the world. And he absolutely achieved that. He achieved it at the end of his life and far beyond posthumously. And I believe normally we hear comparing ourselves to other people as a negative thing, but Bruce Lee actually used this to drive him, as he wanted to be a bigger star than Steve McQueen, who was probably the biggest Hollywood star at the time and was one of Bruce Lee's students. He taught privately, taught martial arts lessons to, but Bruce Lee wanted to go beyond Steve McQueen and his stardom and film career, and he absolutely did that after his death. And one other point I would say with these mantras and affirmations, obviously, if this is the only thing you do, there's more to it, because if people just went around repeating affirmations and mantras, you'd have more people who were hitting these high levels of success, and clearly that does not happen. Both with Frank Zane and Bruce Lee, they had the aptitude and the discipline in their lives that was already moving them in that direction. And the affirmations just were always there for reinforcement, for them to go above and beyond. But they had the aptitude, something that was in line enough with their natural abilities that they were dreaming about, and then they had the discipline, they had the work ethic, and had built up the right skills in their life to be playing in the game field for going where they wanted to go, that big dream to be even possible. So you have to have, again, the basics too, with discipline, and be doing something you're good at enough that the affirmations can actually contribute meaningfully to your big meaning, your big dream. But a process that does work when you have the right mix. And another thing I will address in a future video is that our secret language, the language under the surface, is what drives us the most. And that's the intent of using an affirmation or a mantra, is to take external language and put it in the subconscious. But if you already have a strong program running counter to what you want to put in, much of the time that is going to offset anything you try to put in. You'll either encounter great resistance and get marginal results, or if you have an invisible language that, again, that's that contrary to what your conscious mind is intending to do, it can sabotage you altogether. So I'll address that idea in a future video, but I'm going to end this transmission now. Be strong, be well, my friends, and I will see you on the other side.